Hello friends, it's been a while since I showed up on this little channel here. Today is a day. I have energy, mood was right, prepared a couple of products that I'm going to use. Everything is drugstore. Don't have the best light, but its sun might come on later on. I'm sitting here by the window. I know we will get to see it, what I'm doing. And what I will do is show you how I put makeup on these almost 59 years old eyes. They are sinking, the shape is changing, and if you are aging and getting there close to 60 and you haven't done anything surgically to your eyes or face, you know what I mean. Why is that? We are losing bone, muscles, bones, and as we lose bones in our face, around the eyes, this area is becoming little bigger, wider, and the eyes are sinking. That's just the physiology. But not talk like some kind of doctor or specialist I am on a body and skeleton system. Let's get back to that eye makeup today. Well, I'll tell you one thing, what helps right at the beginning before you go apply your eyeshadows, mascara, eye pencil, liner, and all the works. Have a cup of caffeinated drink. Doesn't have to be coffee, it can be a cup of tea. In my peacock cup, isn't it wonderful? I made English breakfast tea. Now once I've really finished the cup of some caffeinated drink, which in this case is this tea, the eyes slightly open. That's just a fact. The caffeine in our body tends to perk us up, and in my case, and maybe it is in yours also, the eye become slightly more open and it's easier to apply makeup on it. Okay, we got that out of the way. Now, before any application of eyeshadows and anything else, eye primer, and especially something that is lighter, like in this case, you can see it's noticeable. You can use concealer or any kind of eye primer, helps a lot too. And you know, when it's light, like a light shade, like in this case, maybe 2-3 shades lighter than my skin, and you apply it to these areas where it's really sinking, and all over your lids, which in my case are a little small, it does bring them up. So they look like they're more noticeable. You have more space to apply your colors, and everything just sticks to the skin better when it's primed. Just like a painting the walls, right? So now that that's done, and I have a few more sips of my English breakfast tea from my peacock cup. Let's start with brows, because the brows will make a nice frame around the eyes, right? That's what they are for. No, I think they are for to catch the sweat and any kind of stuff that could get into our eyes. And I think we have them for protection. But in this case, I'm going to say that we use them as a nice frame for our eyes. And since at this age, almost 60, for some reason, even though I'm not touching it, I'm not plucking them, the shape is changing, Some of the hairs are missing, just like that. So what I do first, brush them up, so they go the opposite direction, and then just let them go where they want to go. No really putting it like forcefully to any kind of direction. And then I get the eye pencil and just fill wherever it needs filling. So I have eyebrows on. So I go light here, because here not so much is needed. And then I add more strokes here when it's sparse. And then I go to the top and I sort of correct the arch, because here we have some missing, as you can see. And then slightly straight out. Not too much pressing, not too much color, so they can still have a little spaces in between, looks more natural. And once the pencil is in, just brush through it. Same thing on the other side. Less here, more here when it's sparse. Corrected little arch and pull it out. And brush through it. Nothing more, nothing less. We'll put the pencil away. For the eyeshadow, I chose eyeshadow palette from company NYX, and it's called Ultimate Vintage Jean Baby. Well, that's the way they want to call it. Well, they call it jean because we have lots of blue colors. And yes, some of them are colors of the denim jeans. And I'll be wearing jeans today with this wonderful shirt that I'll show you later. Why I chose this palette? Also because of these nice white shades that I plan on putting on my top of the eye, on my eyelids. And I think that's the way we would start. Start with this white color. Let's do it. Couple of brushes, actually four brushes I'll be using. For that eyelid, I'll use the size of brush that it's sort of size of my eyelids, and because they are small, then I'll go with a small brush. Get some of that white and apply it right here. You know, they are really nicely pigmented for being drugstore eyeshadows, which usually get a bad rap for not being pigmented enough. I would say this little NYX palette just proves the opposite. Once it is in place, I can nicely just blend it. Any kind of, in this case I'm using this flat brush from Real Technique. And now we will work on sort of putting some color on this bone here to make it like it's sticking less. What's the name? So it's not protruding so much. I will go with one of these colors, and I think I'll go with this sort of beigey caramelly one. Use the flat brush like this because this is the brush I'm going to apply it on, and then I'll use another one to blend it. So let's go to that nice sort of khaki beige, I would say like a coffee when you put cream in it color, and apply it right here. It's a cool color, it's a cool shade, so it will sort of be doing a little bit of contouring. Now, at that in place, we will blend it with a blending brush. And I go higher above the crease. It's nothing new here. Whoever knows about eyeshadows, when we have sinking eyes, we try to go up and above this bone here. So now I created certain shadow there. I will warm it up slightly because it looks like it's a little too cool compared to my cheeks, where I put a little bit of bronzer. So I think I will dip my brush, and again this flat brush, in a brown color. Let's go with a little bit of brown to warm it up. Again, I'll stay here. See, with doing eyeshadows, you keep adding. You don't do everything at once. You look at the colors. You look what is it doing on your skin. You can add different shade, cool it a little bit, warm it up. It's just a work of art, just like a painting, a picture, right? So warm it up a little bit with that brown, and again go back to that blending brush and blend it. Now when I look at it, I think that's good enough when it comes to my upper lash line. But I will go with a little bit of color on a lower lash line, which in this case, I will be choosing something not too light, not too dark, maybe with a little bit of color. And I like color like this, sort of that mauve shade. Very little, with a pencil, that it's basically pencil we do liners with. I apply a little bit of that color here. Just to create some kind of colorful shadow underneath the eye. And because I was using color like this on my lower lash line, can you believe it that I actually found eyeliner, a pencil liner in a very similar color from company Revlon. It's one of those multi-liner that has a brush on the other side. But look at that color. It's not brown, it's not black. Can we say it's a mauve, slightly purpley pinkish color? I think it's gonna look nice. So in a place of dark brown or black liner that we mostly use, it's most common, I will apply this as my liner. So exactly same way as any kind of lining, starting in the area at the corner of the eye, I create the line, pull it up, slightly pull it up for the lift, and then this little brush comes handy because you can blend it. Do the same on the other side. Start at the corner, slightly underneath, and just keep drawing the line and slightly lift it up. Always up, right, for the lift. Use the other side of the brush, of the pencil, for the little blend. I always like to use fingers too. So now I look at it. Does it need more? Maybe this eye needs a little more. Maybe I can even go slightly underneath for the tight lining. Add more. Other side, just to make it even. Slowly, very slowly join it just a little bit in a corner here. And now you just look if it's all even, if it makes sense color-wise, shape-wise. I think it does. It's not too much. It's not too little. It makes those eyes to have a shape like they are not sunken so much. Another sip of tea. And the last thing I'm going to do, throw some mascara on. I think I've showed this mascara before. Remember? Don't remember, have I? But if I have not, we are not gonna use black or brown mascara. We will go with mascara Sky High from Maybelline. That sort of says in the same shade family. They're doing things a little different. Different eyeliner and also different mascara. Just to have a little fun with it. See if it makes some kind of difference. And maybe for the daytime, it will be noticeable. At night, maybe not so much. Black mascara is better. But this shade, I think if you have a blue, bluish green, green or even hazel eyes, it will do something. So I will curl my eyelashes a little bit. That is how I do it. Just to press on it once or twice. And let's use that Sky High. Are my lashes gonna be sky high? Names of makeup. And a regular application. Now, because I made that inner corner so light, concentrate also on applying the mascara in that area, because you will really get a nice contrast and it will make it like a little pop, which will open eyes. Well, open eyes. Eyes are already open, but you know what I mean. And then when it comes to towards the outside corners, just wiggle it just a little bit, just a little bit, wiggle it, and also a little bit at the bottom, just a tiny bit. I'll do the other eye. Once again, go even to this area here. And then slightly towards the end, where we wiggle it a little bit. Concentrate in that outside corner. Lift those lashes even more. Up and out. And a little at the bottom. So I think this would be the eye look for today. And with this color combination, what kind of lipstick do we use? Well, I would say we will stick to something light and something in those shades of mauve. Do I have anything like that? Do I have anything like that? And I think a little bit of nude pencil. This one is from Revlon. Your basic sort of mauvey, browny, neutral, slightly overline. And lip gloss. Excuse my reach. Little elf. One of those plumping lip glosses. Just for the center. The bottom. Would I add something else? Maybe a little bit of blush. And I finally got my hands on that CoverGirl True Blend Skin Enhancer that it's so popular right now. And mine is in a shade Rose Latte. I think a little bit of that on the cheeks will finish everything just fine. That's the shade. Little Real Technique blush. And on the top of the cheeks, a little bit on the nose. I think now it's done. Now I'll show you my new blouse and everything together. Hold the outfit. Here I am. Makeup. Beautiful blouse from Walmart. And a pair of blue jeans. Blue jeans, baby. Bye.